Okay.
So you have
See,
a
this is
backup.
gonna be good.
Yeah.
Let's do the live.
Go ahead. What did you
All right,
do?
it's 5:30 PM, Wednesday the 13th. I'll call the August meeting of the Port Edward School Board to order. Roll call.
Kathy McGrath,
Here.
John Donovan. Here. Crystal Severs.
Here.
Carrie Hildebrand, I am here. Leo Thomas Guy.
Here. And everybody appears to be present. Our next meeting is tentatively scheduled for September 10th. At
Yeah,
the present,
calendars. Just
I will not be at that meeting. Just letting everybody know.
Okay.
So if you wanna go ahead and meet on the 10th, that's fine. I'm in Door County that week, so
would you rather remove it, Leo?
I'm not gonna ask the board to move it just because of me.
Okay.
But if you wanna move it, fine, I don't care, but
Makes no difference to me. I mean, I think I'm on call that week, but that doesn't.
The only thing is that in October, if we did bump to 17th, we don't have another meeting till the end of October.
Right. So that would
So it
actually
wouldn't be such
closer.
a bad idea if you wanna
Do it on the
do
seventh.
it on the
17th.
17th and then, cause then we do our
I should
October
also
meeting
tell
and annual
you,
meeting
I should
together.
also tell you that there's a possibility I won't be at the October meeting either,
It's the
because
last week of the month.
I'm,
last
well,
month.
the first through the 6th, we're herding grandsons in Sun Prairie. We're home on Monday the 6th, Tuesday the 7th. I'm trying to jawbone my wife into staying for Wednesday the 8th to have the meeting. But then on Thursday the 9th, we leave for Maine,
But we're not,
But
and we'll
we're,
be gone.
we don't have a middle
No.
of the month meeting in October,
It's the end of the
remember, we
month.
have it with our annual meeting at the
Okay, so
end.
there won't be an October meeting the second week of,
No,
No.
it'll be the same day as our annual meeting, the 27th, I think it is, or
27th is the
Okay.
Monday.
7th, I think.
we'll be home on the 22nd.
Well, then you'll be there, then you're good.
But the
October, you're
Wednesday-
fine.
Oh, the
29th.
Wednesday,
Hot
okay,
dog.
29th.
Thank you, I
We do
didn't
it
know
on
that.
Monday,
We do it on a
Oh,
Monday
that's right.
though.
yes.
So 27th.
Okay. Well, then you wanna leave it on the 10th? Is that good with everybody?
Up to the board.
well, no, what we were saying, if we move it to the 17th, then it'll be closer to the October meeting.
Yeah.
It will be.
So it'll be a
good thing.
So then you can be here.
You could be
Okay.
here then.
Yeah.
So then
That's
we'll
fine.
move the meeting to Wednesday the 17th with an
Perfect.
executive session at 5 if necessary.
Yes.
Alright, very good, thank you. Next is administrative reports, elementary principal report from Mr. Bina.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a busy summer here at Hoyer Elementary School. On July 31st, elementary classroom, special ed, and intervention teachers in grades kindergarten through 3 participated in training for our upcoming ELA MyView textbook series we are piloting for the upcoming school year. After the training, we had a working lunch meeting to plan beginning of the year details for our first days of school. That was a well-attended meeting and very productive on July 31st. PEPO, our Port Edwards Parent Organization, held its beginning of the year scheduling meeting on July 30th. The PEPO president for the upcoming year is once again Sarah Schrader and treasurer Carly Peckham. Our PTO is second to none. They do a wonderful job. They're always looking for new ideas. They have a full calendar of events in front of each of the board members. I did print off some calendars, and one of those calendars for the upcoming year is the PEPO calendar. So we have a lot of great PEPO events happening here at the elementary in the upcoming year. The YMCA childcare site is preparing for their second year of service here at Ed Hoyer Elementary. Sign-up information was sent by the school district to each of the families on the childcare wait list in Wisconsin Rapids in late July. We also had YMCA staff film Facebook Live videos a couple weeks ago here on our site, and they will have a promotional table at our back to school night as well. So we've done mailings, we're doing social media, they'll have a table here. We are reaching out any way we can.
Any results, any contacts?
When I spoke to Tracy last week, she said we gained 1 student. So we're up to about 5.
More than none.
That's right. That helps. We're at about 5.
One at a time.
Yeah. So
Will the
working away.
same staff be there? Is Rachel going to be
I believe
back?
so.
Okay.
I believe so. Yeah. So moving in a good direction. At least we're trying to get there.
Yeah.
Mrs. Moldenhauer, Keisha, is welcoming 17 4K students into her classroom this year. With that number 17, we had 13 initially in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. With that small afternoon class, we did some work last week and she contacted parents. We've moved all 17 children to the morning session. So she's going to be teaching here until about 11 a.m. and that frees up her afternoon schedule to be a full-time sub. We have a severe sub shortage in the district. This was an idea she came to me about. We worked through the logistics and it seems like a really good idea. So she will be able to sub from 11 a.m. through the rest of the day, K-12.
And she's coming back right away.
She'll be on maternity leave. She's going to do her AM4K and then she's going to do half days of maternity leave through October 3rd, whatever
Okay.
that Friday is.
So then she won't really sub until later in October.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
till-
good, because I was thinking maybe she wasn't gonna start the year, and that's always hard. but-
She is going to start.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very nice what she initially said, she was going, she wanted to be sure to do that.
yeah, so, yeah,
That's
that's,
really kind of
that's
her.
great, and to only have 4 kids in the afternoon is not, it's not good for the kids, it's not good for anybody, so I'm
Right.
glad that the parents were okay with it. That's great.
And Keisha is moving. She's moved from our first grade area. She is in what we affectionately call the bubble in here. So she was in here the other day and slowly piecing things together and getting her room together. So this will be our 4K area.
So first grade is gonna just have the 2 classes,
Yes,
okay,
first grade, second grade, 5K in daycare
okay.
on the end.
Okay.
Yes. Finally, our welcome back to school theme for the first day of school at Ed Hoyer Elementary is Wild About Learning. Staff are going to be using jungle animals as the theme for educational and motivational activities throughout our first week building-wide. So our students and staff will be wild about learning. First day back, Tuesday, September 2nd.
So you're gonna take Madagascar and Zootopia and get the kids all revved up, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
All about our favorite jungle animals. That's right. Thank you.
all right. Any other questions for Mr. Bina? Middle high school report. Mr. Campbell.
Good evening. Super busy over there. Just myself personally, it seemed like I was able to have the whole summer to do the things that I did about a month and a half last year. So I actually feel ultra prepared, like I'm in a good spot this year, not scrambling. So that's a good thing. Couple things, yesterday we had our 5-6 orientation. We were receiving a lot of phone calls, very nervous 5th grade parents coming over. We've got some calls about that, and I said everything will be okay. They brought their children up to the door yesterday, and I said we got them from here. We're gonna walk them around. We got a scavenger hunt. We had 8th and 9th graders, 13 of them show up and give up their morning to take those kids around. I said, we'll be done at 11. You come back up and pick up your child and it'll be okay. So there was some nervousness when they dropped them off. It went great. We have 69 incoming 5th and 6th graders. We had 50 of the 69 show up. So great showing. We also had 18 staff show up, open up their doors, introduce themselves to the kids. They were interacting with them in the hallways. So for 18 of our staff to show up is a great thing. And they do get to use those 2 hours for, part of their floating days or sick time or comp time, but still to get them, everybody's kind of wrapping up their summers, and it was a good thing. Tomorrow night, from 6:30 to 7:30, we have our freshman orientation. Ms. Moore and I will be running that up in the library. We go over graduation requirements, what high school looks like, the clubs and activities that they can get involved in, how starting your freshman year really paves the way for, possible college, future jobs and things and GPA. So we meet with those kids tomorrow night from 6:30 to 7:30. We have our annual back to school night, which Jim mentioned, on August 27th. We'll have a table for our Building Brighter Smiles, or Bridging Brighter Smiles. We'll have a table for our TPOP, which is the truancy prevention program that was a grant funded last year through the county. They're in their 2nd year, which really helped some of our kids get to school and prevent getting truancy tickets last year. And so we've got that coming up on August 27th from 4:30 to 6:30. Our high school football is in full swing. From Mike Martinson mowing our our lawn to our janitors, painting the stripes on the football field the last, day and a half. It's really good to have our athletes and students back in the building. This time of the year can be tough coming in, knowing your summer, like the school year's coming up, then it's just a different feeling. But once those kids are in there, the whole building gets a little hum to it. Volleyball and cross country start Monday, so all of our high school sports will be in full swing as of Monday next week. Couple things, we decided to do some Chromebook changes with 5-6. So we took some carts and we are gonna put carts down in the 5-6 area. And we are actually going to collect and take the kids' Chromebooks at night. We don't want them having them all day long. They're gonna remain in their lockers. If a staff needs them to bring them to class to use them, the Chromebooks will come to that class, but then they go back in their locker and at the end of the day, they plug them in. This will take care of kids that don't have them charged. It'll take care of the kids using them for gaming in the evening at that 5-6. Not having them on their desk will prepare them, maybe, I'm hoping, take a little longer on their homework versus trying to rush to get to something on that Chromebook. So we're trying to scale that back with our 5-6, and we're gonna see how that goes and possibly look forward to doing that with our 7-8 next year too. So obviously they'll have those devices when they need them for their classes, but in the times they don't need them, we wanna have them have a book out and do something a little more old school like that. September 2nd, the first day of school at 8:30, you guys are all invited. We're gonna have all our 512 kids come down to the gym again. We're gonna shut off the lights, we're gonna introduce our staff. We would love to introduce any school board members that could come. So we're gonna have the kids report down on September 2nd at 8:30. Any of you guys that can make it, we would love to announce. And the theme of that is just we want those kids to see how blessed they are to have the staff they have, how they have the school board that cares about them and the things you guys do. So letting these kids know that, again, they get to come to school in a great place, and that's a great way to start our 5-12 school year. So you're all invited to that. We would love to.
I
have
was
you come.
impressed with that last year.
It was pretty cool.
My gosh.
Mr. Jensen's gonna announce
The light
again, we
on.
get the spotlights out like they do for the athletics, and we announce our custodial staff, our kitchen staff, like everybody that makes Port Edward such a great place to be. So looking forward to doing that again this year.
That was awesome.
And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Stoltenberg?
Sounds good, Shane.
Okay.
Off and running.
District Administrator report, Mr. Beaver.
Some of these things Mr. Steltenpohl touched on already. I'll review them briefly. New teacher in service is scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday next week, August 20th and 21st, from 8 o'clock till 4 p.m. Presentations during new teacher in service will be led by our business director, Mr. Steltenpohl, middle high school principal, our special education director, technology staff, and our veteran teaching mentors. We are doing a more structured, formal teaching of our mentorship program to our mentors this year by Mrs. Stebbins-Hintz. We've contracted with her to kind of take the mentorship program that she led in Wisconsin Rapids and boil it down to a half-day training for our mentors here in Port Edward. So our mentors have not been trained in a number of years. I think it was pre-COVID. We are training our mentors again so that they know how to work a little more in a structured way with our new teachers. The district is hosting 5 new teachers at orientation, and we'll have 2 second-year teachers who are transferring from their roles here in the elementary to the middle school. So we'll have 7 teachers in new teacher in service this year. The beginning of the year in-service meetings for all staff are the 26th, 27th, and 28th, Tuesday through Thursday. Board of Ed members are invited to join all district staff at 8 o'clock on Tuesday the 26th, if your schedules allow. We start at 8 if you'd like to come, 7:40, 7:45, grab a donut and a cup of coffee. Many of our staff members, they'd love to see you there. If you have time to pop in, that'll be right here in the IMC. The village will be painting and installing 3 short-term parking spots on the west side. That's the high school side of 2nd Street, between the entry sidewalk of the high school and the entry sidewalk of the Dorothy Alexander Auditorium. We had a request from the community. We've worked with Mr. Thomas Guard. I've worked with Mr. Martinson. We are putting up some signs, and the village is going to be painting areas for 3 15-minute parking areas. So oftentimes a parent or someone will need to pull up to the high school, drop off a lunch, or they have another errand. They just have to pop in and out, and that way they'll have something that's very close to the front doors. So those are, I don't know, do we have those signs? Did they show up?
They're on their way.
They're on their way.
Yet this week.
Excellent, very good. So that's in the works.
Good idea. Thanks, Leo and
Yes.
Jim, for getting that going, because
Now we need to work on the handicap parking on Third Street for the Lion Pancake Breakfast.
Yes,
Yeah, the bus.
Or
Area.
whatever other events are happening over there.
we can certainly do that. We'll have to look at that. Absolutely. Recapping August a bit in the district here. Going back to the beginning of August, on Tuesday, August 6th, we had a number of district paraprofessionals attend a one-day paraprofessional training in the Dells that was hosted each year by CISA 5. Our attendees learned how trauma shapes the brain, how to support students with ADHD, sensory processing, compassion fatigue, and best practices for classroom paraprofessionals. So it was great to see some of our classroom paras. I think in some districts, our support staff, our hourly staff, may feel like they're left behind. We're so busy training our teachers because they are the people that are educating the children. Our paras, our hourly staff are just as important and spend just as much or more time with our children. So we always want to educate them as well. So it was great to see them go on August 6th.
how many paras attended?
I think, did we have 3?
3 this year.
We had
Okay.
3. So a little bit of a smaller number, but
Yep.
they're going to bring back that information and share it with their colleagues as well.
Good.
Yeah. This upcoming Tuesday, the 19th, CISA 5 will be leading a full day CPI training right here in the elementary IMC for a number of our staff from both the elementary and the middle high school. CPI, we do it every year. For those of you who don't recall what it is, it comes from the Crisis Prevention Institute, and it teaches staff how to safely and effectively work with students who have become a little physically out of control, so that we can work with the child and the child stays safe and staff stays safe as well. So that's this upcoming Tuesday. And something really awesome that's happening on the 20th and 21st. I'll backtrack my story. Last Friday, Mrs. Wilhorn, second grade teacher, myself, and Asa and Stephanie Bennett they have the Bennett Cranberry Marsh. We walked down our trails here behind the school and got hit quite a few briar bushes, and we walked down a broken bridge, and we looked at where the old trails were. And the idea sprang up last year from some students through Mrs. Wilhorn. How can we reclaim the school forest and the trails back here? Well, we walked and we talked for about 45 minutes, and the Bennetts are coming out on the 20th and 21st, and they're going to bring their cranberry workers, and they are going to recut the trails. Mrs. Bennett is going to redo some of our benches that are out there, and using a brush hog, they're going to cut a big swath of land out there so we can have kind of an outdoor classroom again. So
That was so awesome, and
yeah,
it's needed. Lisa remembers teddy bear picnics out there.
Absolutely.
We had,
Yeah.
we used it all the time.
yeah,
I remember the I did a
Yeah.
yeah, they did it, Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
it, I mean, great,
Yeah.
good for,
Obviously, that hasn't been used for a number of years.
no,
Pre-COVID is what I was
Okay.
told.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and really since Ann Pickett left, I think it went
yes,
downhill because she was the
Yes,
one. But Asa, I'm sure remembers
Oh,
it as
sure,
a
I'm
student,
sure
and
he-
that's why he
Yeah.
was
Yes.
wondering for his own kids.
yes.
Where is it, and
Yes.
why isn't it there anymore?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's coming back, and you
Yeah.
know, once we've had all kinds of ideas. Once we get it cleared away, you know, we're talking about, okay, who's going to volunteer to keep it open? You know, maybe wood chipping the trails. The platform out there is unusable currently.
sure.
I was
It is.
just gonna say, is
Yeah.
it still, because I remember
Yeah.
that was part of the issue too, was that
Yeah,
was.
that's
okay.
where we used to sit, the teddy bear
Oh, yeah,
picnic.
too.
Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
not going to cut the trail up to the platform. It's
Okay,
unusable.
yeah.
But we are going to groom the trails that are out there for the
Are
time
the
being.
logs still there? Cause there was a whole teaching area where there were logs in the ground that the kids could sit on, stumps,
I didn't see that.
okay, then maybe it's
So,
gone,
It
but
could be.
yeah, it was like a outdoor classroom,
Yeah.
and they would sit in a circle, it was great, but
Yeah, we found another spot where we were kind of clearing some down trees away where we could
Okay.
cut and create one.
sure.
So yeah, that'll be a nice addition for the upcoming school year.
Beef grant for some treks to redo the deck.
I was just thinking that too.
There's some issues with the DNR possibly we have to work through.
And I
was
remember that
told
was the thing with the wetlands and everything,
wetlands
yeah,
and,
you have
yeah,
to be
so
careful,
that's, yeah, that's gonna take some, maybe some lengthier planning. You know, for this, I think phase one of this is just getting the trails back open in an outdoor classroom, but down the road, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gem that we are so lucky to have, that we don't have to walk anywhere or bus anywhere to go to an outdoor classroom,
Mhm.
so.
So, very cool, yeah. Yeah, thank you very much, again, Mrs. Wilhorn. You know, she walked out there with us and she was kind of one of the leaders of this, and to the Bennetts especially for volunteering their workers next week to
Yeah,
do that work.
That's awesome, because two people aren't gonna get it done.
No, thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Bena?
Good things happening, Jim.
Yeah,
I
Good people.
gather there are no audience comments?
I'm
No?
good.
Okay. Under consent agenda, consider approval of the July 9th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion's carried. Financials. Any gifts this month, Lisa?
Nothing to report today.
Okay. We need, a motion and a roll call do the financials, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
move.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Leo,
Aye.
Carrie, aye. Crystal,
Hi.
John,
Aye.
Kathy.
Aye.
Financial reports are approved for the month. There's no unfinished business. Moving on to new business, consider approval of employee handbooks. Do we wanna do these individually? Do we wanna just do them up in one? What would you suggest we do here?
if no one has any questions,
We can do them in
you
one.
could do them all together.
Yeah.
Motion to approve A through D as presented.
Mhm.
Are there comments or questions about any of the subpoints A, B, C, and D under item 7? Everybody looked at them? Comments, questions, sly remarks, nothing? Nobody? Okay. Alright,
No, just changing.
Too radical.
Just some technical updates, they would be called primarily technical.
I'll entertain a motion to consider approval of employee handbooks as noted in the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion in a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Number 8, consider approval of co-op agreement 66.030 for the Nacusa School District.
The 660301 agreement is a longstanding agreement, legal agreement that we hold with the Nacusa School District so that they can legally support our early childhood special education. The agreement really hasn't changed, and a motion to approve it is requested.
How many students do we have in that program? Do you know offhand?
6.
Six. Okay.
But it does go through high school. We do have a high school.
Okay, so
High
this
school
is
as well.
not just
They're
early
divided
childhood.
into two separate programs, a RISE program and then an early childhood program. So
Okay.
we have 6 total.
Okay,
They were all listed in the attachment.
yeah,
And you can see their grade level in there,
Okay.
if you're interested in saying that. And the two agreements, the extensive needs and the
The RISE.
early childhood. So,
I move to approve the agreement with Nacusa.
second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the cooperative agreement with the Nacusa District. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Number 9, consider approval of the 24-25 seclusion and restraint report.
On an annual basis, typically we do it in August here. by law, I present to you the seclusion restraint report from the previous school year. That is created and given to me by Mrs. Waltenberg. She created it, I've reviewed it. It is, I'm presenting it as accurate. Does anyone have any questions about the information on there?
Has that number decreased? It seems to me like maybe it has, but maybe not.
We have had a very low amount in the past 2 years.
Okay.
One last year, restraint, and two, that is very small compared to many, many area districts. So it's only used when and if necessary.
Yes, and that's really good news.
Yes. Something to be proud of, really. We've got a
Right.
good handle, good staff, good leadership in both buildings, so.
Good behavior intervention, I think, when children are in crisis. I think that
Yes,
we're able to
absolutely.
do it very, we do a good job with it
Efficiently, yeah.
efficiently and do a good
Yeah.
job with it, yeah.
Well, I'm guessing that's part of the school culture that you've tried to cultivate. You know,
We've got a great environment here in Port Edwards. So many hardworking, wonderful people.
And that all makes a difference. And
it does.
it's gotta be everybody,
That
the
cares deeply about the
custodians, the
students.
paras, the,
For sure.
everyone,
That's
so
right.
it's great.
That's right.
Okay, I'm requesting a motion for approval.
So move. Second.
Motion and a second for approval of the seclusion and restraint report for 24-25 school year. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Number 10, consider approval of co-curricular positions. Again, there are 4. Do we want these separately or together?
Together.
Does it matter?
Unless there's any questions, you can certainly do them all together at once.
Are
know.
any of these repeat positions?
Is Derek
These are all new
Chrissy-
coaches.
Chrissy Robinson is moving from the JV2 position to the
Oh.
JV.
Okay,
Derek Coates would be new. And Katie Schaefer obviously is her first time being the middle school volleyball coach. And Daniel Peters is taking on the HOSA advisor, so
what is HOSA again?
the health organization.
Oh, yeah,
Aspiring nurses,
Yes.
primarily
yes.
aspiring
Something
nurses
health.
club.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
we
did
did.
the thing at the fire station.
Yeah,
which
yes.
Was a big
I
fun.
know a few
That was
of
great.
these are
Yeah,
our former
that was
alumni,
great.
former students.
Pardon, Derek, yep.
Yeah.
A few of them,
former-
yeah.
Former student, yep.
Yeah, and
Derek,
Chrissy too.
Derek and Chrissy.
Derek graduated from Eau Claire.
The 2 I knew, I didn't know of any more. Yeah, I know 2
Yeah,
at
so-
least were
So Katie
former
is
students.
Katie is a special ed teacher here.
Mhm.
And then Danielle Peters is a science
Science.
teacher, so.
Yeah,
As far as the HOSA group is concerned, found out at the Police and Fire Commission meeting on Monday night that the fire department has applied for a grant. I don't remember the agency off the top of my head. Remember last January, February, March, they ran the 70-hour first responder basic class that Betsy and who's the other person who took it here?
Steve?
it's Steve,
Yeah.
yeah.
If this grant is approved and successful, they will have the mannequins and the technical equipment to teach CPR classes, not just for the fire department and the first responders and the other village employees, but the plan is to certify instructors and make that available to the school district and the community. So, that might be something that this group might wanna get involved in. Fundraising, advertising, promoting, welcoming, whatever you wanna do to give them a health careers finger into the process, so
Absolutely.
I think that's great. I'm glad that group is present and moving forward with a new advisor. If there's no other comments or questions, I'll consider a motion for approval of these 4 co-curricular spots.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the 4 co-curricular positions on item 10 as listed. All those in favor?
Hi.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Item 11, consider approval of revision to competitive food sales policy 8550.
Policy 8550 is being brought to the board tonight as a request to revise it so that what we're doing in the school district matches the policy. Starting last year, we did turn on vending machines at the high school with healthy snacks, healthy drinks for longer periods of time. They are not on during lunch, they're not on during breakfast, so they are not in competition with our food services program, which is in compliance with the law. But we did want to make sure that our kids had healthy snacks. We knew they were eating, they're bringing things in, out of their cars, when they walk in from home. They're bringing, big containers of soda and big packs of cookies and things like that. We want to squelch that, and we want to have healthier snacks, healthier beverages. So we have vending machines on for longer periods of time. And the language change that was brought forward to the board would reflect that we're having our vending machines on longer. And I'm requesting that it be approved as presented tonight, that we don't do a second reading, which is perfectly fine. We can do one reading of it so that the policy will be in effect for the first day of school.
Do those take cards or just cash?
I think they're just cash, aren't they?
The soda machine takes cash. The vending machine that we're putting down there will take a card. You can actually, you do it all on your phone, and it goes off your Apple Pay or your Venmo or anything. And so you just, yeah. And these kids, like Jim said too, we're offering smaller amounts and better beverages for them, but if we don't offer these, they're coming in with these big 60-ounce
Gulps.
But they
Yes,
still might
exactly.
come in with that, right?
and they
They
But
might, but
we had a pretty good run at the vending machine, actually, just the soda machine.
Yeah.
Mrs. Klinsky and Mrs. Griffith, student council, they couldn't keep that thing filled,
Yeah.
so.
Because we have that stuff in stock, kids are more apt to, I'll just get it at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
And it's nice you don't have to worry about getting cash. 'cause
Yes.
that's so annoying.
yeah. Anything else I missed in that? That was kind of it?
No.
Okay.
We'd always bring bring a DNR person in and have them make a presentation to the children on what happens when snacks are left in adjacent areas,
Mhm.
like on the playground in their backpack, and friends come to visit.
Mhm.
I told the kids in the scout troop, don't bring cookies to camp.
That's right, that's right.
As we are unpacking our gear one summer, the DNR culvert trap went past us up the hill to the campsite next door, where a bear had rampaged through the kid's tent the week before, because he put his Oreos in the tent.
Mhm.
I had one little offender, I'm like, Nikki, do you have cookies?
Mhm.
I said, if I find cookies in your tent, we're taking you to the next campsite, we're putting you in the culvert, perhaps smearing you with peanut butter and your bait. The kid goes running to his tent and got rid of the cookies. So hopefully this will not come to that.
No,
All right, a motion for approval of the policy change.
so moved.
Second,
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 12, consider approval of providing free lunches to full-day sub-teachers.
over the last few years since I've come back to Port Edwards, I've had a number of sub teachers who sub around the area. They approach me periodically. Do we get free lunch? Because I get free lunch when I sub here, and I get free lunch over here, and we don't do that. And they've also, they've said, well, it's just kind of a nice little thing when, it's a nice perk to get you in the door. So I did a little bit of just very simple research. I contacted 12 area districts, and 7 area districts do provide free lunch and 5 do not. So I think it'd be one more perk since it's been brought up to me. It would be a very, very minimal cost to our food services program. My request is that we provide free lunch to our full day sub teachers. That's anywhere typically 2 to 4 adults a day. So it's a very minimal ask, I think, and if it helps us get us subs in the door, it'd be a good thing.
Amen.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Wonderful idea.
Good idea.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. 14, I'm sorry, 13, opportunity for individual comment. Kathy?
I would just like to thank all the staff that worked hard this summer to do all the cleaning. I know it is not an easy job, moving all the furniture and then putting it back. So just want to thank everybody that put in extra hours doing that.
Todd?
Oh, I don't have anything, I guess. Just looking forward to school year and the sports starting and everybody getting back in the building. Nice.
Crystal?
I got nothing.
Gosh, it'd be my opportunity to really drone on, but no, just good that we're in this spot and next meeting we'll have all kinds of good activities to talk about and comment on, so.
You'll have your students back.
We'll have our
Yes,
students back, you know, I don't know if we'll
That's your
get,
favorite
I don't know if we'll get students here that first week, do we usually get?
Well,
I think
17?
Yeah,
Oh,
by
yeah.
the
That's a
17th.
lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Then that'll be great.
Will forensics be started by then?
You know, I don't know how
I
that schedule goes,
I
that's
don't know
not
either.
year round, I don't
Hopefully.
think. But,
Yeah.
I like a little forensics,
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
maybe the Brewers will still be winning by then.
Well, let's see, they got
Good for
12 in a
you.
row, they won again
Good
today
luck.
and come back, well, they didn't come back, but they tried to let them catch almost all the way up and then stepped on the gas again. So yeah, enjoy the last month of summer. I'm predicting a month yet of warm weather.
So,
Okay, I have a couple of announcements from WASB. I received a letter in the mail earlier this week from, our representatives and the regional meetings that are held every fall this year. Our Region 5 meeting will be November 4th, it'll be late. Usually it's late September, early October, we're a whole month behind. For whatever reason, I don't know if they draw them out of a hat or whatever they do, but this will be in Wausau on the 4th
November,
of
Election Day.
November, at the Holiday Inn and Suites in Rothschild.
Leo, I looked at the calendar and, yeah,
Right,
I think it was the last meeting they're holding.
yeah.
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 I would encourage any and all of you to attend. There is a pre-meeting program that's offered. This year's is entitled Students Can't Learn If They're Not There, and it'll be in regards to truancy and issues relative to that. So contact Lisa if you're interested in attending. Our representative on the WASB board is also up for election this year. And that election will also be held at this November 4th event. So, if any of you are interested, I have the nomination papers, and details as to the qualifications. You can see me after the meeting if that, you know, has interest in some respect. I attended the summer WASB conference in Stevens Point on the 11th and 12th of July. First time I've done that. I found it to be extremely interesting. A very different experience than the January conference that most of us have been to. Much smaller, much more intimate, more time to talk to people. Very good program, very well run. They move it around the state. Part of the reason I went this year was that it was proximate and I didn't have to stay over, and it was kind of, you know, kind of nice. I prepared some notes from that conference. I asked Mr. Bean to send them to you. You should have all been in receipt of those. Kyle was there. He was one of the presenters. And I noted that in the notes that you were in receipt of. So, if you have questions or want to know more about that, you can talk to me, you know, later. Lastly, tonight, I feel compelled to say something about Ed. As you are aware, on July 20th, Mr. Hoyer died after a very long and very productive life. He's been eulogized and talked about at considerable length in a variety of different ways and places. I've had lots of interactions with Ed over the years. The one that I feel guilt about, there were lots of positive ones, this was not one of them. At one point, I don't know, it must have been early 90s, he asked me to teach a Sunday school class at our church. And he caught me at a bad moment, and I kind of barked at him and said, no, I don't think I can do that. But at the time I was teaching full-time, I had little kids at home, I was a Port Edward Scoutmaster, I was teaching driver's ed, and my thought was, well, I'm looking after other people's kids all the time, the last thing I want to do is look after somebody else's kids on Sunday morning. I thought afterwards, I'm like, well, you were a twit, why did you do that? And I went back and apologized to him, and as always, he was gracious and understood, and well, that's perfectly fine, we'll find someone else. Ed epitomized so much good in the world. We always tend to focus on that little reptilian part of our brains about things that are bad. You know, that's awful. Tell me more. Ed never once did that. Even when I was barking at him, he was kind to me. I guess I just close this by saying that Ed and I both shared a scouting background. I've been involved with scouting most of my life. Ed was an Eagle Scout with Palms. He said that part of his childhood basically prepared him for the rest of his life, as I guess I could say the same thing. There's a scouting honor society called the Order of the Arrow that Ed and I both belong to. And one of their mottos is, he who serves his fellows is of all his fellows greatest. I can't think of a better thing to put on Ed's tombstone. He spent his entire life trying to serve his community and his school and his kids and make us all proud of ourselves. If we can end our time here with even a fraction of what Ed Hoyer was able to do for this community and so many of its children, we've done good. Good job, Ed. Amen. So, I guess we have already settled on the new date for the future board meeting, the 17th at 5 if necessary. Anything else for the good of the cause? If not, I'll call for an adjournment at 6:13.
So moved.
Second.
Sorry.
You were really excited.
Do we vote on it yet?
Well, actually, you don't need to vote.
Oh, no vote on it yet?
Just adjourn.
We usually do, but
We're just done.
I remember that. Actually.